Hello again, and if you don't know already, I'm Florence, and just now I'm going to be talking about some more of the latest science news, and we're going to kick this off with distillery experiments that will be performed in the space station. This experiment is going to be used to see how whisky will distill over time whilst not suffering the effects of such strong gravity. And naturally, this experiment has been proposed and will be done due to Scotland, because naturally when Scotland sets its eyes into space, they straight away start thinking, how is this going to help our whisky? No offence anyone, and I can say this, I'm Scottish too. The main idea behind this seems to be for the whisky industry to find out new ways of doing new products in the future. The researchers will also be comparing this to how whisky changes over time under normal Earth conditions, and this is the first time that this has ever been looked at in near-zero gravity situations. Next, quantum tunneling for the first time ever has been controlled using light, and if you want to see my video about quantum tunneling, it's probably annotated around here or in the description below. What quantum tunneling basically is a particle or object going through a barrier that it would not otherwise be able to go through due to classical mechanics, but thanks to quantum mechanics it does. And we do have uses for it that we use today, such as quantum tunneling microscopes. And in the experiment that was performed, what they did was they married the electrons with cavity photons, and cavity photons are basically photons that are trapped between two mirrors, so they're endlessly just going between these two mirrors. And these electrons interacting with the photons kind of form a new particle where the photon and electron cannot be separated, and they can pass through any of these barriers as they please. It's like if this was the electron, normally it would just bounce off a barrier, but in the event that the photon was married up with one of these photons, it would be both matter and light in a sense. So if you were to fire it up one of these barriers, it might just pass through. Now, a new amazing type of camera has been made, one that is capable of seeing around corners. Now, this technology is still quite young, but I'm going to tell you the basics of how it works anyway. Okay, it turns out I don't really have anything that I can visually describe this with very well, so you'll just have to follow me in your mind. Imagine that you're around the corner from something that you're wanting to see. Ahead of you there is the wall that's on the other side of the corner. Basically, you fire a laser at the wall that's directly ahead of you, and when that laser reaches the wall, the photons scatter off of that wall, and then those photons then head off to the surrounding area. And when the photons that had previously scattered off scatter off the surrounding area, such as the objects from around the corner, photons will then scatter off those other objects again, and very few of them will make it back to the camera, but some of them will. And using those photons that are picked up, a computer algorithm can put them all together to form an image after the laser has scanned across the wall in order to get a much better image. I've now actually just found a video explaining that, so I'll probably link that down below in the description. That's all for now. I'll be away for the rest of the week, so there's probably not going to be another video up until about next Wednesday. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Talking about some more of the latest-ish science news. Now this particles going through solid objects when they would not on. What quantum tunneling basically is particles going through particles or objects Okay, think before you speak. What quantum tunneling basically is Okay. What quantum tunneling